Hello everyone and welcome to Exclusive today. And I get the honor and privilege of sitting down with Mr. Weston Hinson.
It's an honor. My honor's mine, man.
Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're the son of the late and great Kenny Hinson.
Yeah, that's my daddy. My hero.
Now tell us just a little about how you started off in gospel music. Where were you born?
I was born in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and matter of fact, we just moved back to Tennessee from Texas last April, so it's kind of a homecoming for me. But getting started in gospel music was it was a God thing, really. Some people have different reasons, but I really feel like Christy and I heard the voice of God. Okay. And we started with my father-in-law, in 2000, and I think it was 8, and we did a CD together, and we just prayed about a lot, the direction, and God called Christy and I to full-time gospel music ministry, and kind of a crazy idea because we had, it was bad recession time when we did it, and both of our jobs were kind of falling through. We were about to get laid off, and we just felt God say, it's time to go. And so Christy and I ventured off with $78 to our name. And God just said, go, I'll supply the way. And long story short, here we are.
Wow. Now tell us, when the original Hinsons was going and all of that, how did that translate to when y'all started the Hinson family? Was that a big part of that?
Absolutely. Big influence. And if anybody says their parents are not an influence on their life, because some people are just like, oh, whatever, But for me, my dad was much more than just a singing icon, and then I think every son ought to have a desire to be like his dad.
That's true.
I happen to want to be like my dad, and more than just singing. He was a wonderful man of God. He was a wonderful person in general. Treated everybody like they were his best friend. If you met my dad, you immediately were like, "Wow, this guy's my new best friend." And so, and that's what I try to do. Is I want people to know that they matter. And it's not. I'm not a star. I'm not above anybody. It's something I aspire to do, is to treat people that they matter, because they do.
That's true. That's true. Can you tell us about the story behind the Lighthouse?
The Lighthouse is a funny song. We a few years ago, about 2014 or 15, we were in California, and we went to Salinas, California, which is the town the song was written in.
Oh wow!
And we actually visited the church. And my Uncle Ronnie and the family were all trying to, it's something that's said that you have to be original. You have to have original songs, write your own material to have longevity in the music business. And so that was, in a nutshell, what was told to them, because they were just kids coming up. So they were having rehearsals and trying to come up with a unique sound. Nothing was gelling. And so after a while, Uncle Ronnie said, yeah, I'm gonna go down to the bathroom. I'm gonna give this a shot. So he goes down the men's room in the basement of the church, and kid you not, 7 minutes later, he walks up on a sheet of toilet paper he had written, and I don't know what that was, some seriously strong toilet paper to be able to write a song on it. But we'll go off from that moment there. But he brought it up and he sang it to the family, and Aunt Yvonne, I believe it was, came and wadded up through the trash, said, that'll never go anywhere. And they went back to they went back to old hymns and stuff. And my daddy had been working on playing kind of a Chet Atkins country flavor guitar.
Oh, okay.
And so he kind of pulled out the old guitar and started going over. So I said, Ronnie, pull that back out. Let's see if we can't do something with that. And then they sang it again, and then it took off. It took that time, and everybody always asks. Matter of fact, when Rusty Goodman heard it, the Goodmans recorded it, and it went #1.
Wow.
And the Hinsons, there was, a matter of fact, we saw the chart from that year when the Lighthouse went #1 for the Goodmans. The top 10 songs, the Lighthouse was on there, I believe, 4 times, too. And so, but the song, everybody asked Ronnie, they said, now what changed? What happened to the song? He said, well, first time when I sang it to the family. Second time Kenny sang it, and that's all the change it really needed. That's what Ronnie says. But
and that makes the difference.
Made all the difference. But I'll tell you one thing, Ronnie, he can sure write a song.
Oh, that's true.
So, yeah.
Terrific songwriter. Now, tell us, what was it like growing up Hinson, so to speak?
At dinner tables, if there's more than 3 Hinsons at this dinner table, you're not getting a word in unless you scream. because we'll be talking across the table and yelling and just laughing, cutting up. We are all cut-ups, every last one of us, and there's nobody omitted from that, and we just love to have fun. Love everything to be lighthearted and light mood.
Wow. So, tell us, do you by chance know if in the future we'll see any Hinson reunions possibly?
I would never rule that out ever, because they just celebrated 50 years.
Oh, wow.
December 12th, 1967 was when the Hinson started. So last year in December, they celebrated 50 years. And, Larry and I have worked together. Ronnie and I have worked together. Yvonne sang with us, and Chris has sang with us. Eric has sang with us. I've sang with Bo on a couple of, tunes here and there, while each one of us. Now, if there's something that could ever come of a big family reunion, you never know.
Sounds great.
Never rule it out.
Well, I heard you sing on Chris Freeman's one of her last solo projects, The Hinson Side of Me.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's funny because we went to their house, and Uncle Larry and I went over there to sing a couple songs. She did "Call Me Gone" and "Burdens Are Lifted Away," and so we were all trying to figure it out. And Chris gets emotional when dealing with her past and her history and stuff, especially when it comes to with the Hinsons. And she started to get a little emotional, and I found out later that she told Daryl and I think Kaylin or somebody maybe, she said, "It's so weird and funny that Weston is like his dad in the studio." And because I had apparently done something or said something that reminded her of my dad, and I'm like, it must be in the DNA, because I was never with my dad in the studio, maybe once.
Wow.
So it's just funny.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Now, tell us about your family, the present-day Hinson family.
The present-day Hinson family consists of myself, Weston Hinson, and my wife, Christy, and our daughter, Jordy. And if I leave something out, you can go to our website at www.thehinsonfamily.com and check us out. Go see all the kind of music, what's going on in our world. You can links to our Facebook, Instagram. I forgot what all we have. But what it's like is it's really a unique gift that God has given us to go on the road as a family and not feel like I'm longing to be home so bad, even though I love our home and love to be home. But to have home, some part of home go with you, and that, your wife and child, it's awesome. And, as long as God has this specific lineup for us to be together, I look forward to everything, because it really is a blessing to be able to bounce ideas off of one another and know that each one of us has each other's back no matter what.
That's true.
And you don't have to worry about one of them going to another group. So,
That's true.
Yeah.
Family group and
That's
a family harmony.
Yeah.
Now, what's the main message that the Hinson family really tries to present when they go in and sing in different places?
I think it has a lot to do with the message of hurting people.
That's true.
Because everywhere we go, there's always a lot of people that are inevitably hurting for whatever reason. Their dad or mom or somebody that they love passed away, or somebody's sick, or maybe they've done something terribly wrong. And, whatever the reason, somebody hurt them, maybe. I don't know the situation. Every situation is unique, but our message to them is God can get you through it. And how do we know? Because we've been down those roads. And God has gone with us every step of the way. It really is a message of hope, of healing, and like Uncle Ronnie's song that he wrote for Chris Hawkins back then, Freeman now, but burdens really can be lifted away in the presence of God. And that's what we aim to tell people about, is just, get in His presence. Really learn to trust Him and lean on Him. And He will guide you to the most amazing life if you just trust.
That's true. Speaking of your Uncle Ronnie, how's he doing?
He's fantastic. We jokingly, but actually somewhat seriously, tell people all the time, I think he looks better and sings better now than he ever has. And he's going to be 72 this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so he's still writing some of the best songs that you will ever hear. And
I've heard some of the ones he's came out with lately.
Yeah.
It's great.
He and his wife Lisa travel with Lisa's nephew Stephen, and they took him in, and because he had some issues that he was dealing with, and so they helped him, and so they're just all traveling like a family too. And so Ronnie Ronnie's ministry is a little different than just having a gospel singing. He testifies and kind of preaches, and he kind of ministers and talks about the history of songs, and it's probably a similar message of hope and healing.
That's true.
We don't get a chance
hurting people
Yeah.
in churches and everywhere.
We don't get a lot of opportunities to do dates together. We've done some, but it's a similar message. God can get you through anything, and He'll take you through everything. And like old Gerald Craft would say, He'll take you through the fire.
Oh, that's
a little plug
true.
for our good friend Gerald Craft.
Speaking of Gerald Craft, I was just about to ask us, you've got a new CD out.
Yes, sir.
What's it called?
The Light Just Came On.
And Gerald Craft has written.
He wrote that song. The Light Just Came
yes.
On. I called Gerald because I am, actually, no, this was in person. We did a date with Gerald in
wow.
Georgia. And I said, look, we're coming out with a new CD, Gerald, and I need something that, if George Jones was alive today and singing like he sang all his life mostly, and putting out a gospel album, I said, I want that song that you're going to write for me to feel like that. And Gerald's also a big George Jones fan.
Oh.
And I'm a big sucker for real traditional country music. I love it. And so when Gerald got me the song, he had actually just had some heart surgery, and he was kind of weak, and you could kind of tell. But when he sent the song through text to me, I listened to it. I said, man, that's exactly what I was looking for. So, Gerald, thank you. Love the song. So would love them.
One final question.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done, the rapture of the church could happen at any time.
Any moment.
And yes, any moment, any day. But let's say it doesn't, and I could go by the grave, you could, any one of us. But if you had to go by the grave, what would you really want your legacy and the people you've been able to sing before and live before, what would you really want your life to have maybe said to them?
That he was real.
That's true.
That I didn't get on the stage and fake something and just try to lead people to believe I'm something I'm not. I want to be known as genuine, and that I loved God and I loved people, and I treated people in such a way that it reflected that. That's the legacy I want to leave.
What a terrific legacy, because it's about being real.
Yeah.
Because something that's not real is not worth anything.
No.
It's just something that's made up.
Nobody wants counterfeit.
No. And nobody wants counterfeit Christianity.
That's right. So don't be fake.
That's true. Be real.
That's right.
How can people go about contacting y'all?
Hey, the www.thehinson, I'm going to say that again. Maybe you could edit it. I don't know. Maybe
Yes.
not. It might be on there as a funny little outtake. But www.thehinsonfamily.com is our website, and Hinson is Hinson. So thehinsonfamily.com or facebook.com/official Hinson Family, or at Hinson Family, I think Hinson_family at the Twitter website. The Twitter, I think, is what the old folks call it, and I'm old now. And the Walmart. And Instagram is official Hinson Family as well. So there you go.
Look them up. Hey, if they're in your area,
Come see us. Yes. You can go on our website and track us. If you click the track button and you enter your email and your zip code, or you can do it by Facebook. And anytime we enter a date or are coming toward your area, it will automatically let you know we are coming to sing around your area, and you can come see us. We'd love to meet you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll come see them, everybody. Mr. Hinson, thank you so much
Thank
for
you, buddy.
doing this.
Love you, man.
With everyone, we'll see you next month on Exclusive.
See you, buddy.
Hey, thanks for watching today. If you would, click the subscribe button so that you can get notified the next time we upload new content to the Exclusive channel. Or if you're watching on Facebook, click the like button or the share button so that you can share this video with your friends. We also want to thank Mr. Weston Hinson for sitting down today with us on Exclusive. Actually, as you can tell, that interview was done almost 2 years ago now. It was such an honor, sir. Once again, thank you for doing that. We also want to tell you that yesterday marked 3 years that we've been doing Exclusive. Wow, it's amazing when I still think about it. I've always been the kind of guy, I like working on the other side of the camera, the editing room. But this has been a journey for me, being in front of the camera. And thank you each for sticking alongside of me during this whole journey.
but we want you to keep an eye out on this page because we may be uploading a new video in the next few weeks that's going to be telling about how we're going to celebrate 40 years. It may be something kind of unexpected for some of you, so we hope you'll enjoy it. Thanks once again for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time on Exclusive.